What scientists really think of SpaceX Starship. SpaceX's achievements over the years have not gone unnoticed at the national and international levels and in the core center of the scientific world. SpaceX might have been going out on a limb with its group of researchers, making use of whatever data was pre-existent following the studies carried out during the space age. It was always crucial for fans of Elon Musk and SpaceX to find out just what top scientists worldwide saw to Elon Musk projects. Hit the like button and stay through to the end of this video to see what scientists think about SpaceX's Starship. Welcome to your favorite channel, Unlimited SpaceX. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more exciting news about SpaceX projects and Elon Musk's many controversies. As followers of Elon Musk, we like to think that SpaceX is really onto something that could radically add to the body of knowledge regarding space science and technology. This video will evaluate scientists' opinions about the build, design, and functionality of SpaceX's Starship. Feel free to let us know what you think in the comments sections. Let's get on with the video. For most of the second half of the 20th century, NASA has been the significant torchbearer for the US in the space exploration. With a minimum budget of about $3 billion per annum, they have made a lot of amazing discoveries through some of their science and human spaceflight programs. The purpose of NASA, which remains more or less unrealized, is to study the past or present existence of other life forms on other planets. It's been a long time since NASA carried out an essential mission to the moon, and they are drumming up for a significant push to send astronauts to the moon for the sole purpose of finding water. In a way, we view it as a way to determine whether there had been a sort of civilization. It would also lay the groundwork for the ultimate exploration of Mars. Scientists are most curious about this particular quest to find water. And they have reasonable cause to do that, because most planets have been thought to have some elements of ice deposits, and like Mars, seemingly dried up ocean lines. Robots have been designed to determine their existence in the solar system. The solar system is a vast world, and many scientists are eager to figure out what else it holds in its vault of mysteries. But the principal difficulty has always been the development of a kind of carriage with the potential to facilitate our flight far into outer space to unlock the universe's untold secrets. That has always been a frustrating point of conclusion for scientists, and that may become a long-forgotten challenge. Many scientists have taken a liking to the apparent solution and undeniable opportunity presented to them by SpaceX's remarkable Starship rocket. There has never been a rocket that could produce the exhilarating liftoff capability of the Starship. What they have found even more interesting is that it costs so little to build a rocket of this proportion. The advent of this revolutionary technology could open the doors to a new world of opportunities that awaits our scientific world in the solar system. It proffers a great solution to NASA's ongoing debates in recent meetings about the cost of exploring a space project termed Europa. For those hearing about it for the first time, Europa is a location of prime curiosity for scientists, given the fact that it hosts a warm subsurface ocean. The possibility of its exploration for science has always hinged on developing a complex spacecraft that would deliver a payload consisting majorly of scientific instruments whose size is comparable to that of a mini-fridge. The spacecraft would be small in size, with all the calculations about density and speed that NASA would put into its programming. The Starship's capacity is a whole different ballgame. It's been suggested that its core architecture can help NASA unload a large-sized amount of scientific payloads that could fill a single-story building if it had not been furnished. One researcher named Heldman revels in his thoughts about the opportunity NASA scientists could finally deploy to explore other worlds. The Starship project has spent a long time in development, about 5 years, and they've spent over a year of that to run tests, which have been pretty successful on multiple scales. The tests have yielded an effective super heavy rocket capable of carrying about 100 tons of cargo to any distance in our solar system. The missile is heavily intended for exploration and settlement in Mars by SpaceX founder Elon Musk. According to scientists, the Starship could serve a whole world of purposes, aside from scientific and defense purposes. Ultimately, this would raise the bar and expand the gap between the US and the rest of the advanced world. It would also become a source of threat to other nations, who are already raising several complaints about the potential of the US military to use SpaceX to attack other nations' spacecrafts internationally. To know more about this, you can watch one of our more recent videos. The work is far from finished on the more reliable version of the rocket, and orbital tests in outer space are expected to kickstart this year. We think that NASA's confidence has continued to grow in the vehicle. It became apparent in the latest choice of NASA to make the Starship as the conveyor of their lander for the Artemis moon mission. A lot of hope is hinging on the viability of the Starship to deliver. Otherwise, the possibility of NASA returning to the moon is completely ruled out. Scientists, however, are more interested in the amount of load that the Starship could deliver to Mars and maybe somewhere else in the solar system. Planetary scientists are probably considering just how to leverage its capabilities. There could be a degree of haste to begin testing it with uncrewed test flights outside the Earth's orbit. Scientists are raring to get a move on. Otherwise, there could be no more excellent opportunity than what we have now. SpaceX has not gone without involving the planetary science community. As far back as 2018, it started a series of Mars workshops to view the science community's beliefs related to potential landing sites and how they can sustain human life. The vision of SpaceX was met with acceptance and skepticism among the Mars research community. After overseeing the development of testing of several SpaceX prototypes, undoubtedly a lot more scientists have won over, and only a few skeptical remain. The idea of the Starship looks more accurate than ever before. Scientists have lauded its selection for moon missions as a great choice, as it could aid the credibility of studies to be carried out on the moon. This year, there is now a greater chance that scientists will further urge SpaceX to start deploying the Starship for more scientific missions. Heldman has already published a paper and is co-scientist titled Accelerating Martian Lunar Science Through SpaceX Starship Missions. Hence, funding could resume buying scientific payloads, which Starship can carry as much as possible. We think that the scientists are in a pole position to make demands of NASA to enforce such a fundraiser to fast-track the development and use of the Starship, which has the correct elements to tolerate the high risk of regular space science missions. It would yield quite the value for every cent spent on the project. The scientists buttress the significant challenges facing rockets are the cost of manufacture and the mass. Starship has defeated the two challenges, especially with more missiles for less money and simultaneously overcoming the mass problem given the amount of thrust its propulsion systems can generate. And this verifies its potential to carry 100 tons of cargo, which scientific researchers will use to their heart's content. They also feel that the spacecraft has more shielding to protect the scientific materials, which sums up its game-changing qualities. Very soon, with the involvement of scientists and SpaceX in bringing rock samples from the surface of Mars to high-tech labs on Earth, we could finally get a good lay of the surface of Mars. Thus, we can reconcile scientific theories about the possibility of a man settling on Mars, and finally take a step towards achieving it by landing astronauts on Mars. It sounds pretty exciting. There might still be sure scientists that might be skeptical about SpaceX and the Starship. What do you think will win them over in the end? We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, kindly like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification button.